Welcome to Ivanoff Retirement Insights with Paul and Travis Ivanoff. The father and son team at Ivanoff Advisors and Ivanoff Wealth Management helps clients grow and protect their wealth. Paul and Travis understand the importance of having tax-advantaged, reliable income in retirement, protecting your assets, and helping you achieve your retirement dreams. Now, Ivanoff Retirement Insights.
Well, hello and welcome to the show. I'm Casey, and I am here with Travis and Paul Ivanoff, the father and son team of Ivanoff Wealth Management and Ivanoff Advisors, and they are our resident financial men. They are here to break down today's retirement worries and headlines for us. We're going to get into a little market volatility chatter today, but first, guys, how are we doing? How was the weekend?
Oh, we're doing great. We're doing great, Casey.
I heard a little golf was played over the weekend.
Yeah, we attempted to play golf, my brother-in-law and I, Tiago, but we're not that good, but at least we're out there.
Hey, so there you go. At least you gave it the old college try. I love that. All right, well, we're going to get into it today. I'm excited to get into the show, talk about a little market volatility with you guys. But first, if you're listening and you have got questions that you'd like to ask the guys directly, you're in luck because the Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap is available to you. And it is a great way to start getting answered, tailored to your personal financial situation. You can find all the details and book time with Paul, Travis, and the team, all by visiting ivanoffinsights.com. All right, guys, so I want to chat with you today a little bit about what we've got going on in the market currently. You know that when the market takes a dive and our retirement accounts go down with it, it's really easy to feel like things are just spiraling and like we're losing control. And it can be really scary. Now, Patrick Kelly, he's an author. He's written quite a few books on retirement. He tells a story that really captures what that helplessness can feel like. It's a powerful visual, and I think a lot of our listeners will relate to it.
Picture a rancher who has some wild horses out there in his field that wants to get them in his corral. And so he goes down and puts some feed in there that he thinks might attract them, and he opens the gate of his corral, and he watches one of the horses walk in, and two walk in, and 3, 4, 5, and he watches 9 of the horses walk in, and yet he has that 10th one that hasn't come in yet, that's still standing out in the field. So he says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to shut the gate until that 10th horse is in. And so as he's waiting for the 10th one to walk in, the 9th horse that walked in decides to walk back out in the field. So now he only has 8. And he goes, doggone it. I wish I would have shut the gate when I had 9 in there, but now I only have 8. There's no way I'm going to shut the door now because I want at least to get back to where I was. The 8th one walks out and the 7th one walks out. And he watches most, if not all of the horses walk back out into the field, and he has none of them that are now part of his ranch.
So that picture he paints, guys, wild horses running loose, that hits home for a lot of folks. So let's talk about that. How do we quote unquote shut the gate, like Patrick says, and put a stop to the losses? What options do retirees have when the market is down?
I think what he's really getting at too is, oftentimes people just buy and hold and they haven't done anything different from when they have retired, right? They are focused on accumulation, but really they need to focus on defense, distribution, and just, keeping the money safe and whatnot. So I think it starts in the beginning, right? When you're getting ready to retire, we need to change that strategy. We need to work on shutting the gate before any horses get out.
Right.
So the idea is portfolio construction and having defense built in. So when we are constructing portfolios, we're very mindful of defense, and we'll use different tools that can, some of them will protect your principal 100%, and then other strategies, we just know that they're not going to be as risky if the markets go up and down. So getting your mindset to really adopt distribution models is going to be a big deal when you're 5 years out from retirement or you're getting ready to retire. You're no longer in the market just for gains. You're going to need to pull income from there, so you need to be smart about that, and we need to make sure your entire portfolio construction complements itself with downside protection, defensive strategies, safety for short-term money, really making sure that if the market's up and down, it's not going to dictate retirement. And we do that every day in our office.
Yeah, Casey, we find that a lot of our retirees, when they retire, they end up going to their banks, brokerage firms, and they roll over their 401ks. And what we found is that when they're in the accumulation stage, you really need a different strategy when you actually start retiring. It's the distribution model. Most people don't do that. They just roll their money into IRAs at banks and what have you. And, and they're in the same products as if they're still working when they're 20, 30, 40, 50 years old. You really, really need a different strategy at this stage of the game.
I think, too, it's really easy to panic when you see those accounts drop. So I wanted to ask you guys, what are some common missteps that you've seen people make during a downturn that could actually really hurt them more in the long run here?
Well, I think the most common one, there's a saying for it, right? Greed buy and fear sell. So if your portfolio is constructed correctly and the market's going down, you do not want to hit the panic button. And I'm not simply talking about buy and hold, right? That's what everyone preaches. But if you start off on the right direction or in the right direction when retired, you're able to withstand the ups and downs of the market. And what my team and I do on our RIA side is we work with institutional management company that helps us protect our clients. So we're having quarterly meetings, and then from there, we're just making incremental changes. So it's not that we're just going to buy and hold on the strategies the entire time. If we see the economy changing, we might shift the duration of our bonds or go from small cap to large cap, or maybe we're going to tilt more into fixed income as far as bonds, etc. So you don't want to buy and hold, and you don't want to fear sell. You need to start off with a really good portfolio that's constructed for retirement. Mm-hmm. So that's where we start. So our clients know that if we're mixing in some kind of fixed income or even an annuity with downside protection that has no fees and you still get the upside of the market, we know that's going to be our safety. That's going to be our safe money. So we call that the green money. So if the market's down, well, we can always go to our safety bucket and pull income if we need a pull, or if we need a new roof, or we want to take that vacation. We always have another strategy available that we can go to while the market recovers, so we don't have to sell at the bottom like so many people do.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. So for folks who are already retired, maybe they didn't set things up so smartly. They didn't set things up this way from the start. Is it too late for them? Can they make adjustments now? How do you help those people?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when they come in our office, we're going to do a deep dive on their risk tolerance, and that's something that we should have brought up probably earlier, but let's make sure your risk tolerance matches your portfolio. Oftentimes, people are very conservative. We look at their portfolio, and the makeup of it is not conservative at all. So that'd be the first thing, is let's look at where your risk is, and let's look what your portfolio set out to do, and then that might be the first adjustment. Let's kind of get rid of some of the growth in there to make sure we're playing defense. Defense wins games, and that's how we set up our portfolios when we're working with retirees. So that'd be the first thing. And then if they have maybe some outdated annuities, or if they have money sitting in cash and they're losing because of inflation, we're going to build out the Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap and make sure that every dollar has a purpose. In our office, we always say the purpose of money dictates where you put it. So let's figure out the purpose. Well, we have every tool in our tool belt, and then we'll show you how to make sure that it's being used correctly and matches your risk tolerance.
Yeah, so Casey, when clients bring in their portfolios, at some point we're going to be doing an apples to apples comparison just to see, as Travis was saying, we'll find out exactly the risk tolerance, if it matches what their portfolios have in, and then we just take it from there. We build out the Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap, and every time a client comes in to see us, which is pretty much as often as they want to, we'll make adjustments as we go along.
I love it. All right. Well, before I let you guys go, for someone who's listening who maybe they're feeling a little overwhelmed or even a little panicked, what's one simple step they could take today to feel just a little bit more in control?
I got a few, but I would say the first thing is just set up an appointment with us. Get a second opinion, right? The person that gave you the first opinion cannot give you a second. So if this market has really been bothering you, you've seen your portfolios move more than you'd like, take us up on that second opinion and let us take a deep dive into your portfolio and make sure that you're set up for the next 30 years where you don't have to worry about running out of money. At the end of the day, retirees' number one fear is running out of money, and we do a really good job of protecting you from that and giving you the confidence to spend down your money.
Yeah, so also, Casey, a lot of our clients that come in, we realize that planning is so much better than guessing, and most of them are just guessing. They might have several advisors, they might have somebody at a brokerage firm, another at a bank, others elsewhere, and in the end, there's no quarterback. Nobody knows what the other's doing. You have to have every piece of the retirement puzzle to be put together, and that's really what we do.
I love it. All right. Well, what a powerful visual Patrick Kelly created for us with his Wild Horses story, which led to such great insight from you guys. So if you're listening, you're feeling like it is time to shut the gate on those market losses, we've got an offer for you. Like the guys mentioned, you can get your very own Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap. It's a personalized guide to help you navigate your retirement strategy with confidence. All you've got to do is head over to ivanoffinsights.com to get started. It is as easy as that. Also, don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and we'll see you next time right here on Ivanoff Retirement Insights. Thanks, guys.
All right, Casey. Thank you.
Investment advisory services offered through Ivanoff Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor firm. Registration is not an endorsement by security regulators. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities offered through Travis Ivanoff, California CRD number 325275. The firms are separate entities. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company and are not offered by Ivanoff Wealth Management Incorporated. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. Ivanoff Wealth Management is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Ivanoff Wealth Management is licensed in your state, please call 714-553-1490. Ivanoff Advisors is not affiliated with Ivanoff Wealth Management Incorporated. Advisory services are offered by Travis Ivanoff through Ivanoff Wealth Management. Insurance services are offered by Paul Ivanoff through Ivanoff Advisors. The aforementioned are unaffiliated companies.